Hey guys, you might have noticed I've changed the name of the channel. I just thought I'd do a quick video to explain the reason behind that. When I started the channel last year, I came up with Aussie hunting, fishing, camping because it was pretty much explained where I am and what you're going to see on the channel. Yeah, that was an okay name, and the channel's grown in excess of what I expected, which is great, but it's a bit of a mouthful to say, Aussie hunting, fishing, camping. So I wanted to come up with something shorter and more to the point, and I also wanted to show you some of the butchering and harvesting and self-sufficient stuff I do here on the farm, which doesn't really fit into hunting, fishing and camping. So we've come up with a new name, Hunt and Harvest. In the spirit of the new name, here's a quick video on a bit of the hunting and harvesting I've been doing just here locally on the farm and on my neighbour's place in recent times. I also wanted to, because this video's got a bit of thermal hunting in it, just show you, it seems every thermal video I put up, everyone's always telling me I need to get a tripod. It's unfortunate that the way I operate, because I'm walking through the darkness with no torch or anything, this is how I negotiate how I'm getting around at night, just moonlight and looking through the thermal. So I quite often do kilometres of walking and holding, this is already over 5 kilos, this rifle with the scope on it. So I'm walking along for half an hour or an hour, a lot of the time holding 5 kilos up like this. I do, as you'll see, already have a very expensive, very useful tripod. This is a BOG Death Grip. It's nearly $1,000 worth of tripod. If I'm to put that gun in there at the point where I can use it standing up like that, it turns it not only another couple of kilos heavier, which is a pain in the ass, but can you imagine trying to walk around holding onto that thing, walking for kilometres and then walking through an orchard like this, which is most of my shooting I do in orchards, not all citrus, but avocados, mangoes, pawpaws are a little bit different, you'd get between the trees, but trying to walk through crossing rows with something this size and get in between trees like this, it's just not viable. So it just doesn't suit the style of hunting that I do most of the time with my thermal. If I was to go somewhere with a big open paddock and the pests, you know where they're going to be, you can pull up, walk with the tripod in one hand, the gun in the other, walk a couple of 100 metres up there, set up and then start shooting. Yep, that would make for a better video for you. But unfortunately, I hardly ever get an opportunity to shoot like that. So the shooting that I do, tripod just, it's not viable on my own. I would like to one day get to the point where I can employ someone to come along with me and do the filming and carry some gear. That will make it more viable. Hopefully the videos will get better as a result, but in order to do that I need to grow the channel to the point where it's actually paying for itself and I can pay someone to come along and do that. So meanwhile, you get what you get. Sorry. Just over here at one of my neighbour's place, he's having pigs come into his pawpaws up here. Fair bit of diggings around all through this bush on the side here. The only spot looks like they're getting through the fence is down in this corner. They've been coming in underneath, pushing the fence up here. So I've set up a trap, my little trap. Got some grain soaked in molasses and just tip some out the front, get them feeding. Hopefully they'll come in. I'm going to come up for a look with the thermal tonight as well. He said they've been in that block of pawpaws there the last 2 nights in a row, so his house is up that way, so I'm going to come down along this side of the mangoes, go up that end, and I'll be shooting back this way into the bush if I see any.
to see too much in them. Hopefully they're up in the pawpaws. Yep, I think they're up in the pawpaws by the looks of it. That's the mum. That's what they're all doing here. I think I've got 4 of those little buggers. Find these other little ones. Tiny little buggers. White feet on that one. Whew. Fair exit wound on that one. Yeah, 4.
Just killing a few chickens this morning. They're one of them's got a sore foot that's not getting any better, and the other 3 have just gotten a bit old, not producing eggs very well anymore. They're not really meat chickens, but well, there's not much meat on these laying breeds, but they'll still be okay for soup. So I'm just going to show you the process and how our chicken plucker works. The most humane way of killing them. I mean, you can just chop their heads off, but as you've probably seen, they'll still run around with their heads cut off. So we just hang them up by the feet, make a cut in their neck, and the blood will just drain out of them. They will flap away there for a bit, for a few minutes, but drains out pretty quickly. And then we'll start the plucking and gutting process. Alright, 4 dispatched. This is the chicken plucker. Basically they're just little rubber knobs and they spin around. The base spins around and spins the chooks around in there. You connect the hose onto here. You still got to scald them in hot water for a minute or 2 first, and that basically takes the feathers out of them. We bought that when we were doing the meat chickens, because doing 25 or 30 chooks, just plucking them by hand with just 2 of us is a big job. So this thing makes it all heaps easier. So we just heat up water in this big pot, big enough to fit a chicken. You want it between 60 and 65. That's just a meat thermometer. Yeah, if we were doing 25 or 30 of them, we'd keep it on a little burner out there where the plucker is. But for just the 4 of them, we'll just heat it up to about 65, and it should keep that temp while we just do the 4. All right. Dip him in for about 20 seconds. How's it look? Pretty good. YouTube's not going to allow pictures of guts, so I can't really show you that bit, but basically we just chop the feet off with these, and the head, and then from the butthole, cut around there, reach in it, pull the guts out, wash it out. You're pretty well done. Chooks are pretty easy to butcher.
One's gonna be for the soup tonight, and the rest are just gonna go in a freezer.
Just gonna feed all the chicken offcuts, heads and feet and guts and stuff to the pigs. Nothing goes to waste here. They're just about ready to harvest too, those buggers. Getting a bit sick of them, they've been escaping lately, so I think he's going to take them across and get them done up at the butcher's.